Welcome to the Wings Mobile Detailing Business and Automotive Podcast, the only podcast that will guide you on how to start and grow six-figure companies. As our team expand from one business location to worldwide domination, you will get step-by-step insights from a millennial franchisor and franchise owner with your host, Andre Mezzalera.
Hello guys, we're back with the Auto Detailing Podcast. This is an auto detailing show. We're talking about today the hype of automotive detailing products. If you guys want to hear more about other podcasts on business topics, stay tuned, and we have many others. But today we're talking about the hype on the market out there. If you're a detailer, or perhaps if you actually take care of your own car and you're out there looking for products in the market, you always hear about, this product is hyped up today. We hear about many examples, like products from even, reputable brands, such as Chemical Guys. And a recent one that I can think about is the F11 product. It's a sealant that you use for your car. And for many times we hear how these products are, they're hyped up. And when you hear the word hyped up, in your mind already, it's something that you assume it doesn't work. It's a hype and it doesn't work. It's just, they're just over branding it in a way to show effectiveness of the product, which is not really the case. So people have that perception to say, this product hyped up. The problem nowadays is that I've realized that they're overusing this term of, this product is a hype. Whenever the product don't work, they feel like the product doesn't work for them, they already want to use the word hype. This product is a hype. Or whenever they hear a lot of the same product, in an ad, so let's say they're on Facebook and the product, they are branding a lot, depending on the brand. They're talking a lot about that product every time you see their ads pop up. And already in your head, you're already starting to think, maybe this product is hype. It really doesn't work. So in this podcast, it's nice to separate things, guys. Not because you hear a lot, that product is a hype, or you're seeing their ads a lot on Facebook or wherever it is. That doesn't actually mean that the product is a hype. For a product to be a hype, it's normally a product that does not work. It really doesn't work when they are over branding a particular product. It doesn't matter, whatever brand it is. And when the product really doesn't work and it really don't accomplish what you're, telling you, the product will do this, and actually doesn't. Like a sealant, for example. They have many auto detailing products out there where they'll say it's gonna clean, it's gonna seal, it's gonna protect at the same time. And we may already think, there's not such thing. You gotta do it separately. So it's a hype. But not necessarily. An example would be with the F11 product. It's a product out there that they brand it in a way that you can clean your car and you can seal it. And in the detailing world, you know better to do it separately. You know better. You want to first clean your car with, separate methods and use that product as a sealant or as a wax. But because they've been branding it so much that you can use that one product to clean the car, which technically you can if you use the right methods. But many people have been using this particular product, the F11, as a sealant. And they're saying, this product is not lasting on my car. It's not cleaning my car well. It's not removing oxidation. And then they start to compare it with other products like, regular sealants, regular waxes, as F11 brands their product as a sealant. And they start to say, it's all a hype. I keep seeing their ads. It's all a hype. It's overpriced. Or, regular terms that we hear when people start to think it's hyped up is when it's overpriced. But nowadays, it's really hard for a company to get their product to give hype to their product. Even if they are hyping it up with making over promises about the product. But the market will tell. The market will tell if the product is good or not. Because let's say back then, it's easy to do that. Back then, you didn't have social media. You didn't have reviews online on Amazon or, the stars on Amazon, or you didn't have videos on Facebook to show how the product actually worked. So it would be easy to hype up a product and say, the product will do this, this, and that. But nowadays, those products that are on the market, they are on the market because people are using it and because some people are liking the product. Me personally, I heard a lot that F11 is a hype. That sure, it can be a hype because that particular product wasn't as effective as the company was telling it would be. Like it didn't actually clean the car, but it did protect. It did offer some protection on the car, which is what they branded, and it did offer shine, which is what they branded. The price for a gallon, if you were to compare to other products in the brand, it was about the same price. You'd buy a gallon of F11, and it's a liquid sealant the way they would sell it for $200 a gallon. Sure, that sounds quite a lot. But if I was to compare to other sealants from Meguiar's from big brands out there, which has already been there for years, I would realize that it's about the same price compared to the amount that you would last. And me running a detailing company, I've actually got to use that product before, and special occasions, obviously, people request because I like to give people option. But the same gallon of Meguiar's sealant would be less expensive than the F11 at $200 a gallon, but still the $200 F11 would last longer, and it would be easier to apply indeed, and it would give a better shine. It would give a better shine than those reputable brands that's been there for years would be. But however, it wouldn't give that same protection as the Meguiar's product would. The Meguiar's would probably last longer with less shine and harder to apply, and you have to use more of that, so you'd run out on the gallon for longer. But what I'm trying to say here is, sure, they may be branding that the product will last, long, sometimes longer than they actually last. And it is a hype. I agree, it is a hype. If they're saying it's going to last for 6 months, and in reality, in the real world, it actually doesn't. But other brands are doing that too. They're saying that, this product, big brands, this product is going to give a really good shine. And in reality, the F11 will give more shine. And so the comparison for this particular product is just because I saw it a lot on the ads. But this particular product, for example, it wouldn't give us much of a good shine, the F11. It would give a good shine, the F11, but it wouldn't last as long as other products would. But they would market as it would last, and it would last based on their price. The reason it's not a good deal, it's not a bad deal, it's because it would be easier to apply, and it would give a better shine, but it wouldn't last as long. And it wouldn't last on the car as long. Price-wise, it was about the same price, because although it was more expensive, but in the long term, if you're using the product, it's gonna last just as long as the other ones. So you can use in the same amount of cars, and you would spend the same amount of money per car. So there are always the pros and cons. But what you guys really have to understand is what the hype really means. Companies out there, they're always gonna have that hype instilled in them. Like chemical guys, they used to use a lot of those words. It's a big technological, it's a freaking tire dressing, but they would say, it's a new technology embedded in this product that's gonna make the car shine and all this and that. It's all marketing techniques, but that doesn't mean that the product price is hyped up, because what's gonna define if the price is hyped up is the market. And if the market tells that the price is hyped up is too high, you're not gonna see that product out there anymore. Like the people decide, either because people are not buying the product, or because people are actually using the product, posting videos on YouTube, posting reviews on Amazon, saying, "Oh, hey, this product does not work. This product is way overpriced or way away from their competition." And when that happens, the product's not going to be on the market anymore. So nowadays, you can't have a hyped up product in the market. Maybe you can for a few weeks, but not for too long. The product's not going to be there for too long. And you really have to consider the differences and calculate, and thinking about, what's worth. It can sound much pricier, but in reality, it will last about the same, and it will balance out. If you sell, like a F11 sells a sealant, to protect the vehicle, but it's easier to apply. It does offer a higher shine, it's more hydrophobic compared to, let's say, a synthetic sealant from Meguiar, so it's been there for years, which will last longer, will protect the car for longer. but it will be much harder to apply on the car, and the layering up aspect of it is not also very good. You make your decision based on what you think whether the product would work or it would not work, based on YouTube reviews or based on your past experiences with other products. You can go nowadays to YouTube and you're gonna find, oh, this product is hyped up, and then you're gonna type on YouTube and see reviews and see some people actually saying, how this product is good, how this product is trash, or how this product is the best product out there. But you have to make your decision at the end of the day, and you're gonna find through reviews as well. It's gonna be out there. There's no such thing as it's hard to consider all of this because you're seeing too much of an ad on Facebook, or because you feel like the product is overpriced, because 1 gallon of that is a lot more compared to a gallon of the other product. But that doesn't mean that you can call that a hype in the industry, because you have reviews out there and you have all of that online reputation that the brand wouldn't even be out there if the product is really an actual hype. And if the product actually works differently, all the products will have some pros and some cons on one side, and all the product will have some pros and cons on the other side. And if the prices, compete, one can be a little bit more pricier, but one can also give a better shine and easier to apply, where the other can be a little bit cheaper, but it can be much harder to apply, and last longer at the same time. But see, there's a balance. Sometimes you rather pay more some people would pay more for something that is easier to apply and that will give a better shine, instead of using the other sealant, for example. They'll not give as much of a shine, but some people would pay less because they actually just want the protection on their car. And another point is what some people don't understand. This is normally not detailers. They're normally people who actually, want to treat their car, want to find products out there and are listening to this podcast, is to understand the differences between sealants and waxes and what a company can accomplish. It's really hard for somebody to make, and a lot of companies are making this marketing technique. They're using this technique to have somebody buy their product. They want to say that everything about their product is good, so they want to say it has the best shine out there, it will last the longer, it's the easiest thing to apply, and it won't streak, you can apply directly on the sun. So all of that pinpoints are good, and a lot of company, they try to make products that include all of that, but in reality, there are compositions out there that you just can't throw. And some sealants, they want to say that it's also a cleaner sealant that will also clean out and polish the paint, but you just can't. If you're a detailer, you understand, you just can't have everything on one product and everything be perfect. My phone going off. So you can't have a perfect product out there in reality. Although, yeah, all the brands will hype up their product to a certain extent. So all of the brands will do that. I agree with it when people say this product is a hype, but you can't just say, oh, this product is an actual hype compared to all the others, because if it really was, the product wouldn't be in the market for very long. So if you see product that hype up their product, or this product will give you everything, you have to know to yourself that it really doesn't. So you can't have a product that will cut through the paint, that will polish the paint and get all the scratches out, while offering the same protection as if you just solely apply a sealant on the car or a wax on the car. Because on one product, for you to polish the paint, you have to have some abrasiveness inside this product. And when you apply sealant on the car, normally you just want the sealant after the abrasive has gone through the car. You just want to apply a second layer and apply the sealant or wax to really protect the paint. Now, if you have two inside one bottle, it is doable. You can have that. And there are some great products that does that, but you are not going to get the best of both worlds. Even though a lot of brands who actually, to a certain extent hyped up their product that it can do that. You can have the best of both worlds. But if you really think about it, you can have abrasiveness to really polish the paint, everything really well. And inside the same product, while you're doing that, you're actually applying a layer of wax that is just as good as just wax by itself. The reason being is because when you're applying abrasiveness on it, when you're polishing the paint, having that abrasiveness on it, and you're applying the wax at the same time, it's counterintuitive. You're actually removing the wax as you're applying. It is doable. You can do that. There's some great products that actually does that. But you just can have best of both worlds because you're actually kind of removing the protection while you're having that abrasive. While you're polishing it and waxing at the same time, the polish abrasiveness will remove the wax. So it's false for you to say, oh, this is going to protect your paint better than a regular just applied wax. And so that's where all the industries use that to hide. All the industry to create a product. I'm sure Maguire's had, I'm sure chemical guys have created a product that they say, oh, it will do everything, which indeed it can do everything, but it can do everything as good if you do it separately. So every company does have a hype, but you wouldn't just consider not buying a product and say a product sucks because you right away you flash in your face an ad that they're doing a lot of videos and saying it does all that. Maybe it is false, maybe it is a hype, but it's not very, it's too far out compared to what all other brands are doing. So it's your call to see, oh, this product will fit well for me, this product's not gonna fit well for me. And again, going back to a great example, because it's been there in the Facebook, a lot of ads, this product from F11, which is a sealant. That's how they market. They market that this product will do everything. But I've personally realized that if I want the F11 product for ease to apply, to offer really good shine and a really good hydrophobicity, and the paint will actually get smooth when you apply the F11, better than when you do all the other sealants, and the price will end up being the same because it will last, per car. Then I was like, okay, I want this from F11. Am I jeopardizing the longevity of it? Yes, I am. But I'm willing to take all the other things because it actually is worth at the end of the day. I just want this quality more than I want the other quality of the other product. And in certain cases, I want the longevity of one product, where you can do it separately. You can polish the car separately. You can apply a layer of sealant, and then you can apply a layer of wax. You can do all that. But there's always pros and cons. And when a product is an actual hype in the marketplace, it's not going to be there for very long. So trust more of your gut. Trust more of the reviews. Look at the YouTube videos, see what the pros and cons are, because there will always be pros and cons. And if you feel like a product is actually really overpriced, chances are it's not going to be in the market. All right, so this is it. We have many other examples that we could use for overpriced products. And if any of you guys are detailers or whomever you are, and if you have any questions about whatever product is out there in the market, you want to see the best, you can reach out to us. Either send us an email at Wings Mobile Detailing, give us a call at any time, or subscribe to our. Please subscribe if you guys can at our podcast here and leave us a review. But we'll continue talking about business and automotive detailing topics.